Hello, I'd just like to thank everybody for attending our post-fight press conference. That we had a great night of fights. We saw some great knockouts, some great technical fights, some great wrestling matchups. But before we go into the fighters and their comments today, I'd like to announce, I'm sure some of you heard it on the broadcast or heard from other people that watch the broadcast, we're announcing our next fight. It's going to be Saturday, March 3rd from Columbus, Ohio, in association with the Arnold Classic. And it's going to be at the Nationwide Arena. It's going to be Miesha Tate versus Ronda Rousey for the women's bantamweight title. Josh Thompson will fight KJ Noons in a lightweight matchup. Paul Daly will fight Kazuo Misaki in a welterweight bout. And Sarah Kaufman will fight Alex Davis in a women's bantamweight bout. So at this point, I'd like to turn over to the stars of our show, and let's just open up for questions at this point.
Hey Scott, just a quick housekeeping on that next event. Is the female title fight the main event for that card?
No, that's not been determined yet. We're still booking some more fights because it's not determined who will fight on the championship portion and who will fight on the Extreme Showtime portion.
Okay, great. And is the heavyweight tournament final still on track for that date?
Yeah, you know what? I know that Sean's still working out some of the details on that, so we'll hopefully have something for you shortly.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, start with Luke, please. Obviously, Luke, congrats on your win tonight. Pretty dominant performance. Was there anything that surprised you? Did it play out pretty much how you thought it would?
Played out pretty much how I thought it would. I thought it would come forward, and I thought I could time him with that right hook. And
Get a mic there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it played out like I thought it would. I thought I could time him with that right hook. When he came forward, he's a little slow with that overhand right, and I started connecting and I started getting confident. I didn't feel the leg kick, so I was kind of checking, almost clean checks, but I was blocking for the most part. And yeah, if I didn't feel the stand up, I was going to look to take it down, but got the early knockout. Back to my old ways. It's a good life.
And obviously, you were a little bit dismissive of a potential Tim Kennedy matchup, saying that you're kind of in favor of some fights with UFC guys. Are you going to be able to stay happy and comfortable and confident, fighting Strikeforce fighters? That seems to be the plan right now.
Yeah, if that's the plan, that's the plan. I'll make the most of what we got here. Me and Tim Kennedy was supposed to. The fight was supposed to happen quite a few times, and it just doesn't seem to come to happening. So I always look to bigger and better things, and if the UFC wants to bring in some top contenders, I'm more than welcome to welcome them in our hexagon, like Gilbert would say.
And Scott, if I could get you to comment on that, I mean, I hate to keep bringing it up, but obviously it does get brought up right now that they're supposed to be operating separately, right? I mean, do you guys cringe? Are you telling guys, hey, please, let's not keep bringing this to the forefront?
I mean, obviously, the fighters want to test themselves and prove that they're number one. And, I think that tonight we saw another fight between Alden and Robbie, which, I thought was going to be a great fight and not go past the second round, and it would end up in a knockout of some kind, and proud of Robbie. But, Tim's going to be back shortly. Robbie's in the mix. We're going to have some other fighters in the mix. So, we'll have a lot of fights for Luke to fight from here on moving forward.
Luke, Jardine was supposed to test you. Do you feel like he tested you? I mean, you passed with flying colors.
He was pretty tough. He was stronger in the clinch than I thought. I thought he could dominate a little more in the clinch, but it was somewhat of a test, I'm sure. I mean, a lot of guys couldn't finish him, and I told you guys I'm going to do what nobody has done in quite a while. So, I mean, I believe I did that, and I tried to prove a point. I hope I did.
Robbie, how hurt were you with that knee?
Not hurt too bad. I just wanted to make sure everything was perfectly fine before I got back. And as soon as he called the doctor, and I was like, I'm fine. I just want to make sure I was all right and could fight to the best of my ability.
I mean, it seemed like you didn't want to go to the ground again, so you timed that knee perfectly and landed it to the side of his head.
I wasn't too worried about going anywhere with that guy, but I thought he was gonna dip out to his right and throw his right hand, so I was actually trying to kick him in the face, but ended up being me.
And Tyrone, why were you so reluctant to stand and
Tyron,
I'm sorry. Why were you so reluctant to stand up and trade with that kid?
Can you repeat that question one more time? Why was I reluctant to stand with him?
To stand,
I mean, I thought I landed a pretty nice right to send him back and kicked him. And, when you coming forward, especially with that kind of range, you just don't want to engage in, crazy combinations. So when he got within my range, I felt I did what I needed to do, take him down, ground and pound him, punch him inside, knee him to the body. So I got the copy strikes in my pocket if you want to check it out. So I don't think I was reluctant to strike with him.
A question for Luke. Over here. You had mentioned that you were interested in fighting, some of the top guys. Is there anybody that you kind of have your eye on that you'd like to fight?
I don't really call out. I don't no specific opponents. I just want to fight the best guys, and whatever's up. Strikeforce is Strikeforce, so I'm more than welcome to fight anybody here. Tim Kennedy or even a rematch with Jacare. So I mean, if they want to bring guys over, let's bring guys over. But I'm content and I'm happy here in Strikeforce. So eventually, I think we'll get the matchups. So I just want to fight the guys that have earned their spot here. And no offense to Keith Jardine's a tough guy, and he's a veteran opponent, but I want to fight guys that really earn their spot.
And a question for Mo. In the post-fight interview, you had mentioned that you weren't able to get your right hand off. Other than that, did the fight go the way that you anticipated?
Yeah, the fight went the way I knew it was going to go. But if you don't know this, it's a little secret, you know what I'm saying? Like, my secret. You put me and Luke, my tag team partner, on the same card, people getting beat. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you have me and Luke on the same card, we're going to have, AK will have 2 wins. I guarantee you that.
Well, goes out there and does his thing. I just feel that pressure. I got to go perform. Just like last time went out.
Cookies and cream, domino.
Yes, this is for Scott. You mentioned earlier the Ronda Rousey-Miesha Tate fight. Definitely going to be a very marketable women's fight. How excited are you that you were able to put this together?
I mean, I think if you look at the history of Strikeforce, and especially since we've had the Showtime relationship, we've had a lot of great female fights. And I tell you what, this is not going to be any different. This is going to be a great fight. It's going to have a lot of heat on it. I think that Ronda is a up-and-coming superstar. Miesha Tate is already one of our superstars. And styles make fights, and Ronda's explosive, as you guys know. She's an explosive, real deal. And it's going to be something. I think we're going to have a lot of viewership on that fight, and I think that fight is going to speak for itself. And as far as some people out there questioning Ronda's, does she deserve the fight? I definitely think she deserves the fight. She's been Olympian in judo. How many times has she done? How many hours has she put on the mat? To get to that Olympic level of judo and represent our country. So, to me, this is something that we're going to be proud to put on. I think Showtime's proud to put it on, and we're going to let those 2 girls get it on.
And then King Mo, one other question for you. You look pretty dominant tonight. Obviously, you're in line for the title. Would you rather see Mousasi and try to beat him up again, or do you want to get a rematch against Feijiao?
From now on, in his press conference, don't say Mousasi's name or I'm going to fall asleep. He's the most boring person in MMA. You know what I'm saying? So if they want me to beat Mousasi up, or my bad, Kermit up, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But he's just so boring. I just can't. I hate thinking about him, but I would want to beat him up. Dude's boring though. But let's just join my bandwagon and let's boycott Gegard. How about that? Y'all with me? Let's boycott Gegard.
I'm with you.
I have a question for, let's start with Mo. Mo, tell me a little bit about what you expected from the fight and what was different in the fight. Was anything surprising?
To be honest with you, I knew I'd take him down. I knew he'd be tentative. But I had a great sparring. I had great sparring for this. And, with Lyoto and, Kung. But then I finished it off with this man right here, Luke. And I know Luke is aggressive and he has a high punch and kick output. And I knew if I could deal with what Luke throws at me, I could deal with whatever the Shaolin master throws at me, and he didn't have nothing to throw. He couldn't throw nothing because I was all on him.
Same here. His length and his speed, he comes with that hook. It's like if I can somewhat avoid that, Jardine ain't gonna come close. Okay. Us 2 together, we're coming to the top. No one will stop. No one will stop.
I have a question for Tarek, actually. Did that elbow hurt you I think it was the first round? You landed a strong elbow.
Yeah, it was in the first round, yeah. From hyperextend from the armbar. Yeah, it got me pretty good and tried to escape, but it was pretty tight.
Did Did you feel like the decision was that close? Did you feel like that it was worth a split? Did you feel that? Were you nervous at all?
Sorry. No, I didn't really agree on the 30-27. You know, I think I lost the first round, but I definitely won the last 2 rounds. So I knew I was gonna take the decision. Yeah.
Scott, just a couple questions for you. With the news of apparently what's going on with Cyborg today, what happens to the 45-pound division for the women?
You know, what I'd like to do is we have these tremendous athletes up here for the next couple minutes. There's not going to be any one-on-ones with these guys after. I'm happy to sit around and talk to you guys and go over the questions with other athletes in Cyborg and Columbus, Ohio.
Perfect. And can you comment a little bit on Tyron's performance tonight and what you think is in store for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you look at Tyron's win today, I mean, he did what he had to do, and Jordan Mean is a good fighter, and like you said, he's very tall, very rangy, and it's something that ended up in a grappling match or on a wrestling match on the ground. But we're going to take a look at and T Wood was victorious, so we're going to take a look at the fight with Masaki and Paul Daly, and then we can have a conversation about that after that fight.
You did say Paul Daly.
I did say Paul Daly. Let me check my notes. Yes, that would be Paul Daly.
King Mo, congratulations with your effective ground and pound. Would you like a dream matchup with Rampage Jackson?
Why you gotta bring up that bum's name, man? It's like this. If he wants to come to Strikeforce and get beat, he can. You know what I'm saying? To me, he just stick to acting and just doing movies. Because, man, to me, in my mind and in my eyes, man, he ain't got it no more. And he can hit me up on Twitter and talk trash, trying to get me on my game. But really, we all know the truth. Man, he's an actor, a subpar actor. He should be on the B team, not the A team.
Quick question for Tyron. Tyron, if it was up to you, who would you be facing in the title shot?
Man, I don't think it's up to me. I think my last 3 opponents have all been severely tough, and people want to see you go out there and jump around and spin around like John Jones. But when you keep being told that this fight might be for the title, you might fight Paul Daly or Andre Gabal, Tarek Safadine. All these guys are legitimate. You think about this kid Jordan Mean, who's definitely taller than 6 foot. I can tell you that right now. But these kids, these people are coming to win, to come and knock you off, and for you to be able to endure and be able to implement your game plan and go out there and try to defeat them. I think it's a lot of risk, and I need that belt. Next time I walk in the cage and next time I fight, I want a belt on the table for it. And that's what hopefully that's what these guys are gonna present. I don't know what we're gonna sit back and look at, because it's been going on for a long time. It's time to just do it, and I really don't know. I'm surprised to hear about the Paul Daly Musaki fight, because I didn't know that was. I don't know what those guys have been at. One guy's been in overseas, the other guy has been fighting all over the world. So I'm surprised to hear that as well. So we'll see.
Mo, quick question for you as well. With the way things went tonight, there's no question. You belong at the top of the division. But my question is this: a lot of fans have been harping on you about the whole entire UFC thing, you not going over. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and just your opinion on the fan interaction with yourself as of late?
Well, it's like this. I'm in Strikeforce. The fans that's asking about the UFC, they stupid, man, because I'm in Strikeforce. Well, what can we say about the UFC? I'm in Strikeforce. The UFC has their own thing. Strikeforce has their own thing. I can't be concerned with what they're saying. I just got to worry about my fights in Strikeforce.